Home is the anchor to your story. It's the place where memories are made. It's the place where generations meet.
When we think about a home, it's like there's more of attachment of meaning, attachment of feelings, and really like the bedrock in which other things can happen, such as these experiences or these relationships.
To me, it means security, to have walls around you, to have bed to lay in at night.
Home is a sense of community when you live in an environment like that. It just gives a sense of pride and empowerment.
I think it communicates legacy that comes with a home and owning a home. There's something about the permanence, whether it's your forever home that you think you're going to live in forever, there's just always an element of future looking.
I think to me, I would define home as a safe place that we would want to return to each time that we are away. My name is Walter Oketa Ogwang, born and raised in a little town called Lugung in Northern Uganda. My community, they are called Acholi. It's a very nice community that I come from. They are so welcoming, very social. It's unfortunate the event that befell them some 20 years ago. We were living peacefully until 1985-86 when there was an overthrow of the government. The NRA, National Resistance Army, was really advancing to ensure that they captured the whole country. There were some pockets of resistance, and that pocket of resistance grew bigger of the Lord Resistance Army.
Millions and millions of people were displaced and lived in concentration camps, literally had to run from their homes. And because of that, they left everything. They lost everything.
Our very own, that is Joseph Kony, was forcefully recruiting, get the young boys. If you refuse, they say, okay, they pick your father and kill before you. As a child, we had to run for our dear lives every single day. The safe place was to be in the bush. There was a time they came to our village to abduct. That was a night attack. There was a gunshot. And that now alerted all of us. They started running. Always we ran towards the hills, because the hills in that area was our safe haven. We stayed through a period of turmoil for about 3 years. It's unbelievable that we survived. There was massive killing in my area. Every home almost lost somebody. And that pain made the community wild. That is where I always feel God is real, because we really prayed. The government was overwhelmed and they could not protect the people anymore. The government ordered that for safety, people must move to concentration camp. And then the army gives protection. That was the beginning of the extreme vulnerability and poverty. The war completely ramshackled our fabrics of culture and ways of life. Everything was just handed over to us to survive. From literally 1998 to 2008 was turmoil. When finally the Lord Resistance Army were pushed out of Northern Uganda into South Sudan. 2008, people were told to return back home. Now, such kind of traumas, it's something that might not go easily out of your mind. When you return to your home, you can barely even identify your home state because it's all grown up with shrubs and trees. The 20 years they civilized them. The way families should live was lost. It was really a sad time that we went through, but I'm just grateful to God for preserving my life. I had a project that I was working on, post-war rehabilitation, just to let people return back home. We construct grass-thatched huts. That project gave me an insight. It wasn't the best because 3 years down the road, the roofs of the building were eaten by termites. It's just barely 3 years. The whole project is almost going to waste.
You look at home and the picture doesn't really show that a human being should even live in such a place. I have seen houses with broken doors, houses with broken windows. I have seen people running from wherever they could have gone because their houses are getting burnt. You close your house, you go somewhere doing something, you see a smoke around your home, you have to run back. Sometimes they come and find when the house is totally burnt, so the housing condition still doesn't remain in any good shape.
With that background, I kept on managing construction site and I learned quite a lot. Maybe God was preparing me. Some years later, that's when now I came to Homes4Homes.
So I've been in real estate my entire career, and one of the things that I find to be very important is to be able to serve local people in housing. And I started to realize that we are going to be able to also do not only local housing, but we'll be able to make a global impact. So the idea of Homes4Homes was, let's sell houses to people here locally. Let's take proceeds and provide housing for those needs globally. And that was kind of like the genesis of what Homes4Homes became. And so Mike was my referral partner in lending. And so I would sell houses, he would lend on houses, we'd take proceeds, and then we started to look for opportunities to provide housing for people in need in third world countries, and specifically Uganda.
So for a couple of years, he and I, we found another ministry partner in Uganda, which was near Jinja. He had a ministry that was widows and orphans. He was caring for them, building them a house, and teaching them the Bible. And Jonathan and I kind of stepped in and started funding the house part. In 2015, when we continued to get people asking about it, and my wife was transitioning from another ministry that she'd been with, and she volunteered to say, hey, I'll take the reins of this. We'll make it something that maybe we can build more than 8 or 9 houses a year. That was when Homes4Homes became an entity, was when she became the director.
In the areas where we serve, we want the leaders in those communities to choose what their home looks like. If you were in Honduras, you would see concrete block home. If you're in Mexico, you'd see a stucco home. In Uganda, they love clay brick homes. There's a couple of reasons. Number one, they make the bricks from the ground on the home site where they're going to be built. Concrete floor, a solid roof that will stand the test of times, solid walls, and then a latrine.
Looking backwards, in February 2011, I went on this mission trip to Northern Uganda. On that trip, I met Walter because the ministry that we went to serve, his wife worked for that ministry.
So in 2018, we were looking to expand into Northern Uganda. I sent Walter an email and asked him if he were to build homes for us, what would that look like? Within 24 hours, I had a 12-page typed outline of exactly the way that he would construct homes, and he aligned with our mission in so many ways. And so we talked about it and said, I tell you what, I'm going to send you personal money to build a home. We'll find a way to come to Northern Uganda and see the home that you've built. 4 weeks later, we're in Gulu, arrive, meet him face to face, and the home that he constructed and the family that he chose for that far exceeded anything I could have imagined. The first recipient in Northern Uganda was a widow named Florence. Walter had selected her because she was blind. She had several children, and in the mud hut that she was living in, people would come in and take her things during the day while her children were gone because she couldn't see. And he finished her home a couple days before we got there. And to see this beautiful woman touch the walls of her home was remarkable. We knew at that moment that we would be in Northern Uganda making an impact going forward. These were the people that we really felt like from the beginning with Homes for Homes that we were called to serve. After a year of building specifically for widows around Gulu, we asked him what it might look like to take a total village and transform it by providing homes for every single person in that community. And that's when he really got excited. Change that one component of home and elevate the entire community. The first village that we transformed in this way was Walter's Village of Heritage, 90 miles outside of Gulu. So we went to the place where the people knew him the best.
My role here is to give them a home.
100 homes were built in that area.
I want them to live out of the trauma. That is something that it's always in the mind of people. So that is why I am very appreciative of Homes4Homes.
The anticipation and the excitement that's in that area regarding Homes for Homes, it's amazing. When it finally comes time for somebody to get a home, it's just, I've been in those mud huts, and I just couldn't imagine living everyday life like that. And so for what is given to them, it's just amazing.
Helps a family's future, and I saw in Uganda the generational impact because there were grandparents that were raising grandchildren, and it reminded me of how generational a home is for a family.
Being able to build a home over there is only $4,000, and that's such a small amount here.
We're talking about 1 week. Someone has safe housing to go from a mud hut to an actual brick home in a week. That's what we do.
When I first heard about the mission and the model of Homes for Homes, it totally clicked. How giving a family a home paid for, free and clear, is enough to then propel them and their families, because I saw it firsthand, how that really can be all it takes.
Every dollar goes right to someone's home. One of the coolest things that they've stayed very committed to is when you have funded a home, you receive in the mail a completion report. And so you get this letter in the mail, you open it up, and there's this family that you have had an impact on.
Before Home for Home came, most people were living in huts. And with the huts, you have to repair it yearly. Now that the house is there, it's very easy to clean. Very, very easy. Everything has become so easy, and there's love at home. People are happy now.
It's been such a significant impact on the community, but also on us who are witnesses of what they say every single day about how they live better than they used to live.
And so it promotes love. It promotes love. Because when you do something together with someone, you really do it wholeheartedly, and you keep on correcting, you keep on advising.
This project has been really one of the best projects ever in the whole country, because we have never witnessed such a project, and has really changed many lives.
Giving them this permanent house is an opportunity for them to also have a place to lay their head and rest. The whole family, if they're resting, your mind is not tired, you'll go and farm, dig in the garden. The children will be better prepared for school because the mind is open, rested well. If we can really get them these homes, this community will continue to thrive well.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He made me lie down in a great patience. He led me beside still water. He led me in a right path for his name.
My childhood had challenge that no child should really move through it, but I have been a survivor. And I believe now that God has destined me to survive for a purpose, because the Lord wants me to accomplish something. There are actually people do well over more than 10 districts. I could say roughly about 2 to 3 million people are still living in the grass thatch huts. It's a huge number, but I believe every journey starts with a step. If we can transform the whole of that area with good housing for the next 20 years, that can maybe wipe away their tears, and then they have the joy. When you see the joy that they express when they are receiving these homes, it is better than even getting a jackpot of dollars.
I would love to see through Homes for Homes is that we can ask a Ugandan youth 10 years down the road that we had provided a home for and say, hey, what's home to you? And then that be a location that they can go back to.
My only prayer is, if God allows and continues with the provision, let people receive houses and have good health condition, good living condition.
What I want to say to Home for Homes and the donors is that the project must continue and spread to other areas. So we pray that it doesn't stop here, it should spread to other sub-county.
And as a family, we pray for those people to keep on helping us, and God should protect them.
To build a concrete house is something they would have never dreamed of. If you saw the excitement that the community members had the first time that they're sleeping in a concrete floor, a metal door and a metal sheet on, they literally come and touch the wall and move around several times every day. The excitement is overwhelming that I even am able to experience. So I just want to say thank you. May God bless those who gave even without seeing. That is real faith. And they have taught us faith as well.
You've got a bunch of people, you have an organization that continue to just simply ask for whatever God's potential of this organization, whatever God's potential of sharing housing. If we keep asking for those things, God's going to keep providing, and I think that's what we're seeing here.
The harvest is plenty, right? It's a massive sea of folks that need safe housing. It's just doing our part.
This is a cause where you can directly see the impact. You're going to change a family's life. They're going to have a roof over their head when they didn't before.
To have a place where their things belong, that they can lock a door for safety, When you just give them a safe, clean place to sleep and live and cook and provide for their family, to see these families at the end of the day laying hands on the bricks and praying for the future of this family, and just the look on their faces, how overwhelming that is for them. They're so overwhelmed with gratitude out of just their basic need being met.
We are only limited by the funds that we can raise. It takes approximately $450,000, $500,000 to build homes in an entire community. So if you can fund it, we can show you in 1 year's time the impact of your money. You can dramatically change the trajectory of a family and a community just by giving them homes.
Find a way to challenge yourself to get involved. And no gift is too small.
I personally like the monthly donation model because I know that I'm helping keep an organization running and functioning daily that is doing big things.
And one of the requirements in our company is that we give.
When I sell any homes, I have a set amount I take and donate to Homes for Homes. And I really try to encourage that to other people as well.
When you give to a structure, that asset, that building, that infrastructure, it is there and it does not move. It is immovable. It does not diminish or get diluted.
And now we're over 1,000 homes.
10,000 homes? You take the 1,000 and then it's 10,000 and then it's 25,000. I mean, where does it stop, right? You keep spreading it, you keep building it, you keep pulling in donors.
Tis a nagage.